talking about the dynamic between like you and Jake, because like you've got such like both of you are really calm, but you've got such fucking chaotic energy. And then Jake's like, yeah, man, that's some serious shit. No, he's right, but like this guy would give you the shirt off his back, and I'm just like, that's fucking great.
Dude, fucking, it's always hilarious because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna incite the next race war. Jake is like, good idea. Wish I would have thought of it.
Yeah, no,
Make it sound like it's a normal thing to say.
Yeah.
Dude, like Charles Manson. Have you ever heard that theory, by the way?
That Charles Manson, what?
It was like the helter-skelter motive for why he killed them or had them killed was like
Trying to start a race war?
Yeah, but like
he
said they were trying to start a race war, and my issue with it is that he thought the blacks would win. And like, not only are we outnumbered, we're a little bit outwitted. I mean,
what a pussy.
But also, like, you're not black, man. Don't you want to be on the winning side?
Yeah,
like starting it, knowing it's raps for him.
Yeah, then be like one of the Jews, like whispering to Hitler, like, "Hey, man, you know, it'd be a good idea. Gas chambers, like they're gonna be big, like fucking no."
It probably was a schemy Jew that did that shit because they're like, I need to get rid of my competition, and there's no stupid Polish people that can compete with me.
My God.
No, there's like some Jewish chemist, and he was like, I know a really good way to kill a lot of us. So we
Actually,
got the
it was
money
fucking.
for it.
What was that guy's name? It was a Jewish guy, and he created it because they're like. Actually, it's like 90% of the food on Earth is because of him, because he had a system to like insert nitrogen into the ground or something, and he made that Zyklon.
Zyklon,
he made Zyklon A actually, and
Zyklon B was like a pesticide.
The only that's what it was. But fucking Zyklon A he made, and it stunk. And then they made B because it was like odorless, and they're like, okay, well, this would be a good way to do it.
That was the sticking point?
Yeah.
That was the point of like, oh man, this smells like ass. We can't have this shit out here.
Like, we're going to kill them all, but it smells like ass. Now that's inhumane.
Right, exactly. Like, we can't, like, your last thing can't be smelling ass.
And I don't even think it was like a for the juice thing. It was like like if a rat smells a trap and already knows it's a trap, then he's going to be less likely to go in it. Yeah. And I mean, this is not the word. Okay. Actually, no, I claim that. I agree with that. Chris is not involved in any of our anti-Semitism or racism.
I love the Jews.
Reaching out to them. That'll get our subscriber count up. We'll make it in Hollywood.
Yeah, the YouTube
I gotta do a podcast with Lucy after this. This is like my apology podcast.
Exactly. Like, it's just you guys going over this and you're like, why didn't you step in whenever I said that? Dude, the weird thing with Lucy is like, whenever I first started going to Coffee and Comics, I had a very limited number of jokes. Yeah. And like, I would tell like 3 horrid Jew jokes a night, and like, she'd be like, I love it, keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I appreciate that. That's the same way I am with like black jokes.
100%.
But like, now people kind of stray away from them because they're like, I don't want to get like fucking canceled or fired. Oh shit is okay. Yeah, there are.
Oh, I don't think like I would stray away because you're in the crowd. That like every time I see like a really white crowd and like we're like, man, I can't do any black jokes in here. Like y'all are gonna fucking cancel me if there's like, because I had a joke that was like I can't remember how it goes, but I remember seeing JJ in the crowd and I made JJ laugh and I was like, okay, the black guy laughed at it. It's a good joke. Like I don't care about any of these other fuckers. Like that was a joke for you.
It's like you guys are pussies. That. The black guy laughed. That makes you all racist.
Exactly. No, dude. It was my Black History joke. Yeah.
What is it? How does it go? I know it's weird to tell bits, but
no. I love this bit because so like my degree is in like I did my thesis on like black loyalists. So I always say that I have a degree in like African American history.
What is a black loyalist?
So a black loyalist. So you're probably familiar with the term like loyalist in regards to like the American Revolution. So the people that wanted to stay with Britain. Mm-hmm. So a black loyalist, just what it sounds like, it's a black person that was like wanted to stay, like become part of Britain because during the Revolutionary War, there was a guy. He was the governor of, I want to say it was like in Charleston, North Carolina, but I'm not 100% on that. It's like Lord Dunmore's proclamation, it's called. And basically what it said was like, hey, if you're a slave, you can get the fuck out of that if you come to if you come to our side. And like 2 million slaves tried to get like onto their side. They were like, fuck yeah. Like, no, that sounds great. Like,
that sounds like, I'm sorry to cut you off. No, that sounds like black people getting tricked into another free cruise. They're like, just get in this boat. Let's go.
100%. That's exactly what it was.
They're
but like,
yeah, we're going to send you to India and you're going to have some fun there.
Dude, yeah, straight up. They sent them up to Canada and we're like,
way worse.
They're just like, exactly. They're just like giving them like, they're like, no, we'll free you and you'll have like better lives up there. They get up to Canada, they're freezing, they're given shit land, and then like they're constantly like under like getting raided by like Americans who are like, no, we're taking these fuckers back, like and like going up to Canada, grabbing people and like bringing them back down, and they're like, this sucks. Like within 10 years, they all try and go to Sierra Leone.
Really?
Yeah, and they have like
that
70
was terrible too.
Exactly what it was, because like
They got
all the
genocided by the fucking natives.
They're getting raided by pirates down there, and the black people that are like native to the area are like, nah, fuck you guys, and they're also kind of like, nah, fuck you guys, because they're like, we're Americans, and they're like,
we're better than you.
Yeah, exactly. And the people that are like living there are like, nah, fuck these guys, we're gonna raid their shit and kill them.
Because they're probably doing that to each other anyways. But then they're like, these niggas are way less prepared than us.
Exactly. Like, what are these fluffy collars? We're going to fuck these motherfuckers up.
That dude's dressed like a pussy. Like, what do you mean I'm not going to go take his shit and rape his women?
We're not giving these guys muskets? Like, no, absolutely not. And they're just like, fuck, yes, we got to defend ourselves, you know? But there's still like a small, like, grouping there, and weirdly enough, the Rock's family is like, his black side of his family is descended from those like black loyalists.
Really?
Yeah. So like Rocky Johnson, the Rock's dad, is he's like a Nova Scotia like guy. So he that's
he
where
just
he
stayed up in Canada.
Yeah, because some of them did. Some of them were like, I guess we'll fucking.
How did they get to Sierra Leone? Did they like build their own boats?
So there's this dude named Thomas Peters, right? And he's kind of an organizer for them. He's a really smart black guy who's like
oxymoron.
Who's on his shit, and he's like, no, we're gonna figure some shit out. We're gonna get this right. So he goes over to England, like trying to get better land in New Brunswick for them, because most of them are in Nova Scotia. And he's like, well, if we can get like these like areas that aren't really like being used by the white colonists in Canada, maybe we can like eke out a life for ourselves. Well, while he's doing that, there's something called like the Sierra Leone Company, which like they basically said, oh, we're just like, we're only here to like help people like relocate back to Africa. Really, it was, yo, we don't like these black people. Get these fuckers out of here.
Yeah, return
that's
policy.
Such a base thing.
Dude, it was 100% was like no, we're trying to help, but like fuck these guys.
Dude, like if I had enough money to buy
the shipping back.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was basically. So they're like, all right, cool. Yeah, we'll give you guys like a boat. We'll get you guys over here, and like, you know, of like the I want to say it was like 20,000 black people that like moved up to Sierra Leone, or to Nova Scotia. I think like 1,000, like 17,000, like moved to Sierra Leone.
Really?
Yeah, so it was like a substantial population that like moved.
They're probably like, yes, this is way less people that we have to be racist towards. Now we can really put the concentration in.
Dude, it was fucking bad. Like, people were getting sold for, like, there's this story of like this lady that was getting sold for like a bag of potatoes, like 36 potatoes. I'm like, what the fuck?
I want to hear his side. She might have been disobedient, tried to run or something.
That, like, you know, in that money, that was like, I feel
that's
like
a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Dude,
that's a lot of fucking potatoes. That could like feed an entire Irish family.
It's actually me when I'm bulking.
You just sit there with fucking potato after potato.
Yeah.
God
like,
damn,
sorry,
dude.
babe.
It's crazy. Like, black people are kind of like Jews, because like it's like no one really likes them. Like, even black people don't like black people. If you see, like, where people are killing each other, it's Asia and Africa.
That's true. It's surprising how well that Mo takes to you.
Oh, yeah.
As, like, an African dude that, like, because sometimes you meet, like, African dudes and they, like, meet other, like, black people in America and they're like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I'm actually pretty whitewashed, so I wouldn't be surprised that Mo likes me. I would be surprised to hear Mo's opinion on JJ. Because, like, what the most Africans' qualm is with, like, African Americans is our culture has been kind of fucked. I don't know what fucked it or how to fix it.
Sure.
But it's been fucked to the point where like now we're celebrating criminals and shit, and that's why you see like such a fucking, I forgot the word, but like we get out of jail and then go right back.
Oh,
fucking,
recidivism.
Yeah. Like a high recidivism rate, and fucking like Africans look at us and they're like, you guys are pussies. Like, you should fix yourself, because Nigerians come over here and are actually like really successful.
Yeah.
And like, we look at them and we're like, you niggas tricked us. Not even tricked us. You niggas had us as war. Like, criminals and then sent us over here, so we don't fuck with you back.
You're just mutually like distrustful of each other, like fucking I know you're plotting some shit.
Dude, like, and whenever I hear black people like, we need to go back to Africa, that's not as big of a thing now, and it like was definitely back in history, but I'm like, are you fucking crazy? Like, do you not remember how you came over? Like, white people weren't chasing you down through the jungle. They had black people doing that shit.
You're already in the cage, buddy.
Yeah.
Got sold by a black person.
Yeah. No, it's fucked up, man. And I was like, shit. But yeah, that's what I studied when I was in school. So,
would you rather be a slave by an African tribe? Well, as a black person, would you rather be a slave by Africans or a slave by white people?
Because am I white in this situation? I'm black.
Because, like, I feel like you're going to get some whippings. It's not going to be fun being a white
no.
person
Either way,
slave.
it's not great.
But, like, I feel like the Africans might just, like, not feed you if they don't have shit.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to, like,
at least the facilities and some, like, plantations were probably better.
They have little shacks.
I don't know. I feel like it's going to really...
Not to say they were treated better, but...
Well, I mean, maybe better
more
comparatively to
faculties.
another form of slave. So it's not like we're saying fucking, oh, yeah, being a slave was lit. But, like, fucking... I will say there were probably upsides.
Realistically, if you were like fucking Shaq out there in the fields, they were probably feeding you pretty good compared to if you were in Africa.
Because they had a vested
like,
interest in like you guys reproducing because it's more slaves. But in Africa, they're like, we don't need these niggas reproducing. We need them to like just do our work and fucking die.
For sure. I think it'd be like depend on like what kind of household, because like the like Muslim slave holders were like usually you could like marry out and eventually like get out of that shit. So probably them. But if it's like a Christian African, I'm like, nah, man. I'm taking my bets with the fucking with the whites. You know?
Fuck yeah. And it's like, if you because like at first at the beginning of slavery, it wasn't actually slaves, it was indentured servants.
Yeah.
And like it was like you serve a certain amount of time. I think it might have been 7 years. And then like whenever those guys got freed, they're like, why did we do that?
Yeah.
They're like, fuck that. Let's just keep them.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that does bring me up. So you have a bit that I fucking love, which is when you ask somebody like, hey, can you be honest with me? Like,
oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
that's my closer. I'll fucking tell that one.
I fucking love that bit.
Dude,
I love that bit.
Last night I did it a different way. Usually I have a certain like I have the wording for it, but then like I introduced it like I was like really tired and like I was like eating shit on one joke that I was doing. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm tired. I'm cold. Hey, you're quiet. And, like to this random chick in the back. And I was like, cause she was sitting back there wearing all black with like black hair, just like, she didn't really look like she was having fun. She didn't look like she was like,
she did not look like she was having fun. I did not even know she was back there cause I was like all focused on like the front area. And like, I look over and when fucking Nathan's telling this joke and go, oh fuck, like, this is not gonna be fun.
I was like, you're quiet. And then I was like, oh, like, do you think honesty is like an important trait to have like as a person? And she's like, yeah. I was like, so like, do you think you could just be honest with me for like a couple seconds? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, would you own slaves if you could? And she was like, and usually people are like, but she was just like, no. And I was like, well, I think that you're only saying no because you think that the slaves would be black, and I'm a little offended, but I say only a little offended because my slaves would be black. And it's like,
I really
and
just
Jimbo.
want to...
Huh?
Plus Jimbo.
Oh yeah, of course if I could. Fucking, I would own his dad as a sex slave if I could in a heartbeat. Except for I just having to like click the mouse on my Hearts of Iron game and just be like, you drag that there.
You'd be like, this game's gay.
Jake, is your dad really fuckable? Like,
I mean, he's pretty. I'd take a shot at him if he was sleeping hard enough.
This action was just like fruit, like apple doesn't fall far from the tree, man. There was so much confidence in that mic movement,
dude. Fucking So like it's like the slaves I would own would be black. But that's not to say I wouldn't own white people. That'd just be for a different reason.
Yeah.
That'd be for revenge. Like, I'd have a fat white bitch to warm up my sheets at night.
That would be fire.
That way I could get a good night's rest before I go out the next day and stare her husband in the face and decide if I'm going to sell him or not. Dude, that shit always catches people so off guard.
I love that fucking bit.
Because it's the uncomfortability of knowing, like, that's really what someone might have done.
Oh, yeah. I really want somebody to, like, not a comic, because with the comics, we've seen the bit, but I really want someone to be like, yeah,
I would.
Yeah, I would. Like 100%. And you can like feel like the racism in him, and just be like, oh, okay. I just want to see what you do with
He would
that.
be so excited. The thing is like that one's like kind of a written bit, so like I would love to like work around it to make something happen. But I think what I'd do is I'd be like, yeah, finally someone can be honest. Most people say,
yeah,
and then like go and do it that way.
Yeah.
Like there was one time where I have this bit where I'm like from last year at some point I was at a club and like. I haven't told this one in front of you, and I'm not going to do the whole thing, but basically, long story short, I was at a club with a girl. She wasn't interested in me.
Sure.
And this black dude was like, you trying to pretend to be my brother to fuck these two white bitches? Didn't believe him. I was like, whatever, let's go. And it ends up being true. We go, and then fuck the bitches. No. Yeah. We have the same father. But, fucking, like, afterwards, the girls were, like, in the bathroom, and, like, this dude's smoking a blunt and a cigarette at the same time, and then robs them.
I didn't know
He fucking robs them?
Not like with a gun, but like while they're in the bathroom, he's
he like takes some shit out of their purse.
He's like, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I be stealing from bitches, and then like digs through their shit.
So fucking hard,
dude. I know, it
Holy
was so
shit.
funny. And then like, dude, but I do that one as a fucking bit, and I started that one out with. There's not a lot of black people here in Reno, and like I was at Arch Society on a pretty good night, and this lady goes, woo, and starts like clapping, and she's like, wait, no. I'm not racist, I swear. I used to live around a lot of black people. And I was so nervous that like, cause it was also kind of earlier on.
Yeah.
And like, I was so nervous that had just happened. Like I was laughing and I was like, that lady's fucking awesome. But like just completely like folded on it.
Fuck, that's great.
Have you ever had that shit where like the crowd is like interacting with you and then it.
Oh yeah.
brain farts you.
Oh dude, my first two sets, my first set, I told that pregnant story, which I think you heard last week.
That's the one that you have to tell. Dude, that is like, this shit is that a true story?
That's a true story. That's 100, like not 100%. There are like little tags that I put into it. But like, it's like the structure of it, like, yeah, that happened.
You have to tell Jake that shit.
I 100% will. But yeah, no. So my first set, I did that story and that went well. And then my second set, I did like another one and like killed, like completely in a room that had been like dead the whole time. I murdered, and I was like, fuck yeah, I got this shit, right? Mm-hmm. And then my third set, I bombed so fucking hard, I didn't do it for another 6 months. Like, I legitimately, because I walked on stage and was talking about the weirdest gift that I was ever given, which was a rape whistle. Like, somebody for my birthday, my friend Megan, she gave me a rape whistle, and I wanted to talk, because that's fucking funny, right?
You give someone a rape whistle as a threat. Like, watch
Some
yourself.
Godfather shit, right, Jake?
Yeah,
oh, that's good, man. I never thought of it like that. I always thought of it like it's either like a compliment to be like, hey, man, you're pretty rapeable.
You're looking pretty cute. You might get raped.
Yeah, you might get raped. Or like, you're not strong enough to fight people off. Chris. Like, you're a petite man,
like,
and it ain't going to go well.
Someone hears this.
Yeah, exactly. Mo one time was talking to me, and he was like, yeah, you're lucky I don't want to rape you, Chris, because like I could overpower you easily. And I'm like...
And like, that's the black people's always mistake. You don't know that I, as a white guy, have a gun on me, and I'm ready to shoot you like a dog.
No, and I was like, he's fucking right. He could beat my ass so easily.
Dude, that's not even fair. I think everyone in the Arch Society at once should be nervous that Mo doesn't want to rape us, because he could probably take on like all 20 of us.
Dude, straight up. Like, I would not fuck with Mo on any day. Like,
he's like a black belt in jiu-jitsu and does MMA, like has deadly hands, has done Muay Thai. Like, that nigga could, just like with his fucking knees, even if he said, Nathan, let's fight, I'm just going to use my knees, I'd be like, no,
so
absolutely fucking not.
He's like a slightly whiter Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Dude, you ever meet somebody that's just so nice and like so agreeable, but you're just like, there is fucking murder behind those eyes. I can see it. I can fucking see it, man.
My introduction to like meeting Mo is there was this comic Cy Looney. Fucking love Cy.
Oh yeah, Cy's great.
And he had a movie night one time and we watched this movie. What was that fucking called? I had a whole episode where I ranted about it. Stupid movie with fucking dumb retard that doesn't know how to act. Nick Cage. Mandy, that's what it's called. And Mo was there and like he just like said a comment, like, cause I'd seen him on stage, but he was like, oh yeah, that wouldn't actually be the proper way to kill someone. You'd want to hit him like right here and then said the name of like whatever spinal column is here. And he's like, that'll make them paralyzed. And then automatically they can't do anything.
Yeah. C3, 4, and 5 keep the diaphragm alive.
Dude, as soon as he said that, I was just like, I'm never fucking with this dude. I mean, because he doesn't look like he's like got filled with water. Like he doesn't look like jacked or like shredded.
Mo's aware. Like he's an imposing figure, but he's not like someone that you'd be like, oh shit.
You wouldn't assume he knows anything.
Yeah. You wouldn't assume, like, you'd just be like, oh yeah, he's a cool dude, but like, no, fucking Mo will fuck you up.
Fuck yeah. Dude, I have a similar story to like how you started.
Oh, for sure.
My first set murdered, like killed maybe like the second best that I've ever done, and then like 9 weeks in a row went up and ate shit.
Absolute dick. Yeah, that was me too.
And then like eventually I started building it up again, and then I had one night where I fucking just destroyed so hard that like people were coming from the bar like into there, which usually like in the Art Society, if someone's in the bar, they're kind of there and don't give a fuck about what's going on.
Yeah.
But people were like, who's on? I'm like looking in, and then just like now every set feels like a bomb. Because like it set the standard high, so like last night felt like a bomb.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're like, you get so used to those like good nights that when you have a bad one, you're just like, fuck, I'm dog shit. Maybe I should reconsider.
Yeah.
And like it sucks, especially when it's like when you have like a small crowd, when there's like 3 people and the rest of them are comedians, because we all know our jokes and we don't necessarily laugh at each other's jokes, like because we've heard them so many times. But you know. Like when the comedians are quiet and the crowd's quiet, it's like, fuck, why did I even get up right now?
Then the comedians hear the crowd being quiet and you're like, I know these niggas are judging me.
Yeah.
And like that was the thing, is I was going up like hammered because I was so nervous to like be up. And like I was just like, I knew that they're like, this drunk idiot fucking took a spot again.
Oh, dude, straight up. So the reason you'll see me like whenever I'm on stage, I'm gripping the mic stand. Like I always have it in my left hand, and the reason that I do that is 100% because I'm fucking shaking. Like, and this is what stops. Exactly. It's like this is what stops me from shaking. Now I'm not so much, but like when I first started, I would be like sitting there like. And my sister has a sugar daddy, and I'd be like fucking losing my mind. But like after I came back and like I would just like grab that and like anchor myself, and I was like, that's steady, I'm good, I can do my jokes now.
Yeah.
I never know what to do with my other hand. Like that's a good one, but like usually I go up with a drink.
I think you should just put it on your dick. I think you should just be like, hold your crotch the whole time.
Just talk like a nigga. Just be like, hey, my name is JJ Will.
Oh fuck, man. JJ would get up on stage and be like, this motherfucker is stealing my shit. He would not give a fuck either. He would not give a fuck.
JJ's so fucking funny.
He's so good. He's so fucking good. There's so many good comedians.
Dude, can you please tell that pregnancy, like just the story or the bit, your choice.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you the story. So when I was like 20, I was not getting any ass. Like I was the most like painfully alone guy you could meet. My brother calls it like the terribly single days.
Yeah.
So one day I get a call from my friend, and she's like, "Hey Chris, I got this girl. I think you'd really mesh well with her. Like, can I set you guys up?" And this is back in like I was 20, so this is like 2012. So this is like before like Tinder, Bumble, you know, that starts like gaining real traction. Mm-hmm. So we were like legitimately going on
people in real life.
We were legitimately going on like a blind date. So I get the girl's number. I text her. I'm like, hey, well, you want to go out? And she's like, yeah, sure. So I go out, I drive over to her place. She's getting out of the door as I'm pulling up, and she's like locking up, and she waves back, and I'm like, sweet, she's not fucking ugly. Cause I was fucking worried about that. I was like, oh fuck, what if she's ugly? And I go over to like open, my Jeep's door, and that's when I noticed she's fucking 8 months pregnant. Like no denying. You know when they're just like fat and you're like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. It's like, I guess I'm feeding the baby tonight.
This like I can see hands like pushing through this shit.
It was like a Snorlax,
dude, straight up. And I was like, oh fuck. And my brain's just like going, don't say shit, Christopher. Don't say shit. You gotta get her in the Jeep, I guess, because I'm like non-confrontational. I'm 20 years old. I don't know shit. Like I'm just like, okay, I guess we're going on this date. And like I get her into the Jeep, and like we start driving off to the restaurant. And you know that thing you do whenever someone's got like something in their teeth or like a weird mole or some shit, and you like focus in on that whenever they look away. Yeah, dude. I have straight up every time I'm like staring directly at her belly. Like every red light, we stop. She looks away. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is going on right now? Like the predator's about to burst through her fucking stomach. And I'm like, okay, cool. She's like, she notices me looking, and she's like, so I guess you've noticed my situation. I'm like trying to be nonchalant about it, like, yeah, it's cool, you know, it's whatever. Like I take pregnant chicks out, it's fine. You know, like I do this every weekend. But we get to the restaurant, we sit down. She goes off to the bathroom for a second. She's actually like pretty nice. Like after we like cleared the initial like, yo,
you're pregnant,
like,
nice
baby,
fuck,
bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like the fuck is going on over here? She goes off to the bathroom. My dad texts me. He's like, how's the date going, son? And I'm like, well, she's fucking 8 months pregnant, man. And he's like, well, at least you don't have to worry about knocking her up. Fuck
Good
you,
dad
old
moment.
man. Fuck you, old man.
Fire dad moment.
Jimbo would have been like, pregnancy pussy's the best.
Straight up, my first thought was like, you're going in a home, man. I'm putting you in a fucking retirement home the second I get a chance.
Yeah, Jimbo would have been jealous.
But fucking, you're at the...
So we're at the restaurant, and she waddles back, and she's breathing heavy, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "I think we need to go to the hospital." And I just like, again, my brain goes, "Don't say shit, Christopher. Don't say shit." And I let out the deepest, like from the bottom of my balls, "Fuck." And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I guess. And I like run up and I pay the check and I like get her in the Jeep again. And I'm like driving like as fast as I can to Sunrise Hospital in Vegas. Cause that's where I was living at the time. I'm driving like as fast as I fucking can, just going fuck. And she's like breathing heavy. And I'm like, God, how the fuck do I get placenta out of my fucking car mats? Like, what the fuck am I going to do? You know, I'm 20. I'm not ready to be I'm not going to be a father. I can't catch a baby. I've never done anything medical in my life. I'm like, I get to the fucking, like, we get to the hospital and like I pull in where like the ambulances and shit park, and I'm like, get her out, or like I get out and like run, and she's like I can't get her out. I try initially, and she's like losing her mind. I'm like, fuck, okay. So I like run in there, and there's a nurse sitting at the desk, and I'm like, ma'am, I have a pregnant woman in my car right now. I need help. And she's like not even phased. She just doesn't. She's just like sitting there typing. She's like, okay. And she like looks over at these two like big dudes, and she was like, hey, can you go get what kind of car are you in? I was like, I'm in a Jeep. She's like, all right, yeah, go help that fucker. And so they go and like get the girl out of the car. Megan's her name. And they asked, like, she's like, okay, we need to get registered. Like, what's her first name? And I'm like, Megan. What's her last name? I don't know. You know, that and like everybody in the fucking hospital like looks at me. What? Like, this motherfucker gets a girl pregnant, doesn't know her last name. Oh, he's gonna make a great dad.
Well, like, they're probably like 9 months pregnant, and it's been at least 9 months if you did it on the first night you met her.
Yeah.
And you still don't know the last name.
Stupid motherfucker, you really don't care. And I'm just like Megan gets wheeled in. I'm like, Megan, what's your last name? And she goes, Hicks. And I go, Hicks. And I yell out at the lady in the front desk, and she's like, yeah, I heard. And they're like about to take her back. And they're like, do you want him to come back with you? And she like goes, absolutely not. Which is like fair, like totally fair. Yeah. You don't want me coming back. Like in fairness, I did pay for dinner and drove you to the hospital, but like
I do truly pay for dinner and think that they're entitled to watch you give birth.
Exactly right. I'm that scumbag. It's so good. But I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, you know. But like everybody again like looks at me like, this motherfucker, like he really must have fucked up. He must have like done some shit. So I'm just like sitting in the lobby, and I'm like, I'm gonna go smoke. I've never smoked. Like, walk out in to get some fresh air, and I'm like sitting there, like, and I call my friend, and screaming at her on the phone, like, you bitch, why would you do that? Like, I swear to God, what is wrong with you? And she's like, don't be a dick about it. It's like,
women.
The most absurd shit I've ever heard.
I'm the dick. You just set me up on a blind date with a pregnant chick. Like, I think I'm entitled to kick you in the face for this shit. And as I'm like cursing her out, like I get tapped on the shoulder and I turn around and there's this girl that looks like a little bit like the girl that I just brought in, but severely less pregnant. And it turns out to be Megan's sister. And I'm like, I explain the situation to her and she looks at me out of like half pity and half disgust. And she's just like, go home. I got this. I've never been more thankful for anything in my life. And I'm like, thank you so much. I tell Megan I said bye. And I like get in my truck and I fucking take off.
Dude, think about how funny that would have been if like as they're wheeling her back, they're like, oh, do you want to come back? And you're just like, I'm going to go ahead and just slip out while she's not paying attention. And they're like, what? That shit. But dude, oh my God, you told that shit and I was howling. Those fucking true story bits are always the best.
Yeah.
When you're in that lobby and everyone was looking at you like you're a scumbag, that's like the only way that you can redeem yourself is just to yell out, I didn't fuck her. I've never had sex with her.
Dude, like the whole time I was like, if I scream that I'm not the dad, I still feel like I'm still the scumbag.
They're not
like,
going to
we'll
fucking
see you
believe
on
you.
Yeah,
Maury.
nobody's gonna fucking get on. Nobody's on my side in that. Like
Yeah,
nobody
it's
in
just
here is
the fat black lady, and they're like,
dude.
I'm so, honey.
Straight up, was so unamused. This like 280-pound woman just like sitting there like whatever.
It's
Like,
crazy that I already know what she looks like when you do that to
she
say.
has to sit 4 feet back from the desk to hit the keyboard with her
With
nails.
her long ass nails, some fake ass eyelashes.
Yep. You're
Just all the sass in the world.
100% right. You're 100% right.
Fucking Italians.
We're the scum of the earth, man. Fucking guinea wops.
2 Italians on the podcast. For someone that hates Italians, I sure do fucking associate with you guys a lot.
You're just trying to get fucking pasta, aren't you?
Yeah, of
You're
course.
just like one of these motherfuckers is gonna make me lasagna.
My real issue isn't really with
Garfield.
Italians. It's more with Sicilians, which that's what he is.
Same.
I think that, oh God, gross.
Yeah, that's right.
But like,
Yeah,
you guys are
get
just the
fucked.
blacks of Europe.
Yeah, fucking you let this shit grow out, I start having curly hair, man. Like,
And you guys are like, I mean, that's a whole bit that I do, but like, fucking, it does bother me that like, everyone does get mad at black people for their like rap like being a thing that black people are proud of with like crime, and like I like rap and I also agree with the sentiment, but then like Italians get to make movie like The Godfather and it's like nigga, what?
Like a quarter of the movies ever made, like
Yeah.
prior to 1980.
Just
Yeah.
all Italians like, yeah, we came over and we fucked this place up with our crime.
dude, the thing that pisses me off is whenever you see like one of those Italian American dudes and they're just like, whenever they have like an Italian word, they just like try and pronounce it in like a different accent. They're just like, it's mozzarella. And I'm like, I fucking hate you.
Like, why are
I
you doing that?
legitimately want, like, if there could be a genocide of like you, that'd be great.
Just kill you and
my
bring you back.
grandfather.
Dude, I hope your grandfather dies.
Yeah.
Dude, were you there for all the dead
deserves
dad
it.
jokes?
No, I wasn't there for the dead dad joke.
Dude, like after I came up after you, I was like, oh yeah, I don't know my dad. It's because he's dead. To me.
Oh, yeah,
And then,
yeah. I remember that.
Then Lucy came up after and was like, yeah, my dad actually like is really dying. And then fucking, I forgot who came up next. Thor came up next. He's like, yep, my mom's actually here. And like he's like, my mom's actually here to watch me. And we're all looking around to see who his mom is. And he's like, oh shit, I think I left her ashes on the bus. And then like fucking
Yeah.
Eric came up and had a joke about a dead dad. And then Austin Vaca came up and was just like, yeah, it's like weird. Like my dad died too. It really ruined the family. And like was just like talking about it. And like he got the light and probably went on for like 2 minutes with just like, yeah, it's going to be weird whenever your dad dies. Because like, I think it was him that said like he spread his dad's ashes and then like they were going all over his legs and shit. And he was like, yeah, but we fucking cremated him with a bunch of Dallas Cowboys hats. So like, I'm hoping it was more hat on my leg than anything. Dude, Austin is so fucking funny.
Dude, he's this fucking killer. He's so good. And the funny thing is, Austin I had one of the worst social interactions I've ever had with anyone with Austin because I was at the Art Society and like saw Austin go up, dapped him up after his set. I had done a set before him. I think he was in the other room when I was doing my set. And then I went to, and I've talked with Austin before this too. Like we've had full conversations. And I went to Sizzle Pie after that. I'm sitting there, I'm grabbing a slice. Austin walks in. He's also grabbing a slice. And I was like, oh, Austin. And he looks at me and he goes, hey. And I'm like, oh, I saw you over at the Art Society. I was one of the other comedians. He's like, oh, I don't know you. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's okay, man. Like, it's cool. I was like feeling good because I had a good set. And like totally took the win. Like, I'm starting to get the respect of the comedians in the community. That feels really good. Austin comes in, someone who I genuinely respect, and is like, I don't know you. We've had conversations. I don't want to associate with you. It's not what he said, but like, I was feeling. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Which is, I'm sure, isn't the case because he's like such a nice dude. But I was just like,
but that's what it fucking felt like.
Yeah, but I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hang my head a little lower today.
I always feel like I'm like bombing in conversations with Austin because I'll like say like a racist joke and he's just like, oh. And I'm like, fuck, you're supposed to laugh.
Agrees.
Yeah. Like, interesting theory. I do think that second dimple in the back of a black man's skull makes them more obedient.
Dude, I had a terrible social interaction the other day.
With what?
I saw like a couple that I've seen at the gym for like a year and a half going to the UNR gym. Like, obviously we recognize each other or whatever. Mm-hmm. I go up to him and I'm like, I'm not supposed to see gym people like out in public. Like, what's up with that? And the guy looks at me. He's like, yeah, what's up with that?
Fuck.
And I was like,
I'm like, okay, nigga.
Damn, man.
It's like you do less weight on upper body than your girlfriend. I guess I'll keep it moving.
Oh, damn. Is he like a weak bitch? Is he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Everyone's a weak bitch compared to him. This nigga's jacked.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I was like, oh, they seem like a cool couple of citizens.
Sure, like someone like, I'm gonna go make a friend or like, have a nice little toast. Nope, fuck you, man.
Yeah, he was wearing a Liverpool kit too. I guess all Liverpool fans are just faggots.
I know this dude, Tesla named Miguel. That's like a 35-year-old dude that's hair thinning. And he's also a Liverpool fan, so you have a lot to look forward to. Dude, it was so funny because Miguel's funny, and like we'll talk about comedy sometimes because like he was from New York and watched a lot of good comedy.
Sure,
but like he was like talking about bitches and like how he's trying to get one, and I just like when I heard him like complaining, and I was like, Miguel,
like, it's raps for you.
I was like, Miguel, you're probably balding under that hat, aren't you? Because he always wears that. I was like, why are you always wearing that? You're balding under there, aren't you? He's like, nah, dude. I was like, lift it up. He lifted it up, and I was like, nigga, you are thinning. And he was just like, yeah, dude. And then put it back down. And I was like, that was weird. Because he'll like come over and like joke around about like shit we're doing. Not really me as much because he knows that like he might get hit with the zinger.
Sure.
Like he'll fuck with Sean, my roommate, a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, Sean, look. Oh, he hit Sean the other day. He's like, you look like Muammar Gaddafi's retarded nephew. Woo! Dude,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
I was like, damn. And like, I looked up Muammar Gaddafi because I knew who he was, and then he got fucked to death with a sword. But then I like saw him, and I was like, he doesn't look like Sean, but he definitely looks like a Mexican version of like a retarded old version of him.
Okay. Yeah.
Dude, so with your major, was it like just that like? Just the Canada Sierra Leone thing, or what?
No. I did stuff on like other things. Like I did stuff on like Black Panthers. I did stuff on.
Can you? Sorry to cut you off here, but like I have no idea. Like I know the idea of the Black Panthers was like that they're supposed to be like helping the black community, but I have like every time I watch a video on it, I don't know if it's really like. I always feel like it's propaganda. So if it's like a black person's video, it's like they were heroes. Like Fred Hampton was wrongfully murdered, which I think he was.
Yeah,
and then like. They were just like good guys that were trying to help out the community. And then from the white side, it's like, no, they were like criminals. And then like
a terrorist organization.
Yeah. No, there's and I like
it was both.
Yeah, exactly. That's like I mean, Jake, it's like with anything. It's like it's a little side A, little side B. There's always like elements of it.
Like the black side mentions the good shit they did, and then the white side. Well, I mean, it's not all white people, obviously, but like the white side's like
there's a lot of them that are just like the black. Like my first, I remember when I was in like fucking the first time I ever heard the word Black Panther. My buddy Beyonce in like 7th grade was.
I wonder what race he was.
Yeah, good question. You know what his brother's name is? Brian. His fucking brother's name is Brian. Like his brother's name's Brian. Brittany, his sister's Brittany. His older brother's Brandon, and he got Beyonce. And I was like, what the fuck?
They're all like lawyers and doctors, and then he's just a fucking rapping break dancer.
And legitimately, he is the most legit guy too. He's like the most like straight edge. Was like a great football player. He's totally good. He's got a kid. He's an awesome guy. But every time like I look at that. that and I'm like, man, you got the hoodest name and you're like the least hood out of your family.
Fucking Brian slanging bricks.
Dude, straight up. Like, that's what it is. It's like his brother Brandon was in jail. I'm like, how's Brandon going to be the fucking one to go to jail? But, he like told me that the Black Panthers when we were kids were like the black version of the KKK. And I was like, the fuck?
That's what I thought too.
Dude, like, people told me that and I was like, what? But then I like started researching them and got a better understanding. I don't have a good understanding of like the formation as well. Like I did study on the Winston-Salem chapter of the Black Panthers. So like I can tell you a little bit about them. Cause they did some really good shit. And they were a lot less violent than the guys on the West Coast. Cause the guys on the West Coast, like those motherfuckers were, and I think that like some people would be like, oh, this is fucking terrifying. But I also think like that's badass. Like they're the reason that California has such strict gun laws.
Really?
Yeah. Because these motherfuckers were rolling around with like AKs and shit, watching like white cops pulling over black people. And they'd be like chilling in the cars right behind them, watching their asses. Like,
that would be so goddamn scary,
dude. It was like,
and they would murder cops. Some of them,
yeah, they would like murder cops that were fucking dirty, and like fucking ones that were just like, we think you're dirty, we think you're a problem, like we'll fucking murder you.
It's like, damn. Now, and you wonder where the white people get their association with, like, oh, I've seen a bad one of you before, and then just associate it to all white people and all cops.
Yeah, but on the other hand, like they would do really good shit. Like, they would also like testing like community members for like sickle cell anemia. The ones in my district or my paper on them, they started like a free ambulance company for like people in their community, and they would like legitimately like in the 70s when like people were just dying on the streets, they were like the ones picking them up and like getting them to the hospital and getting them treatment. And I'm like, and they didn't charge them anything. It was like the people's like free ambulance company, and they would pick up like white people too. Like they were legitly like so fucking cool.
They would walk kids home from school in bad areas, and like they would like reconcile with gang leaders in those areas and be like, you need to like not do shit when kids are walking home or we'll fucking kill you.
That makes sense why like a lot of black people would see them as like heroes, because like imagine if you were scared walking home from school and then like a group like the Black Panthers came and they're like, we're gonna protect you and make sure you get there. And like they make it safer when you're around at least. And then like if you know that from your experience with them, it's going to be really hard to change your mind about that.
Yeah. And a lot of the times they would like start like before we had like school lunches like or school breakfasts, like they would send kids with like they would like do like little soup kitchen, well not like soup kitchens, but like
just like making
food for them, and like have like a house where they would all go and like all these kids could go and get a meal at the first thing in the day so that they could go to school like with something in their stomach. And a lot of like community members outside of that would see that shit and be like, these motherfuckers are making us look bad. We gotta like start doing this shit at the schools. So that's why we have a lot of like the school food programs that we have.
We gotta beat the black people.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta like, these motherfuckers are making us look bad. Like fuck these guys.
They did all that shit, but they were black, so they get a Nate Hate Show rating of negative. We would release a lion to attack those. Oh, I was gonna get whatever. We were gonna just let a lion loose to attack those niggers before, but I guess now that they've done some cool shit, we'll let it be like a tiger, so it's quick.
I feel like you kind of want to be like a black fucking like Roman emperor, or you just want to like have a gladiatorial event with a bunch of black people, and you're just like, yeah, this would really amuse me.
I think you just hit the nail on the head. I talk about animal fights all the time. Like fucking Jew versus 1,000 rats, Jew versus lion, because they were doing it to Christians. I don't really like Christianity, but I can respect Christians. But like Jewish people, and you know what? I respect Jewish people from Israel. It's the European ones that I have a problem with.
Really?
I had a friend that was that had a plan for them. And we've just fucking butted in his plan like fucking way too early. If we could have just minded our own business till like 1947 and then maybe done something, then that would have been better, but the problem grew.
Fucking hell.
If Nate was like the emperor of the entire fucking like African world, you'd probably have like bears eat Jewish people and then like eat it with Joe Rogan or something.
Yeah, like have Joe
Have
Rogan
you ever had a
shoot the
Jew bear?
He's like a Jew bear. That sounds, oh, it's just the opposite of a nigga from Inglorious Bastards.
It gets your testosterone so high, man. It gets your testosterone so high.
It's like bear's supposed to be gross, but this one was actually delicious.
Yeah, the soft, covetous meat.
Nate actually has like a
The fat
branding
is, like,
iron that
gold.
he like brands all his steaks with like the Star of David and then like starts eating them.
Dude, just Jeffrey Dahmer, but on a kosher diet.
Yeah.
You're kosher Dahmer.
That'd be fucking hilarious. What are these burgers made out of? Jew. Oh, that Nathan. He's always so out of pocket. But seriously, what are these made out of? I'm not saying it twice. And it's just like an awkward silence. They slowly take another bite and they're like,
Oh, that's
A5
such a
Wagyu.
sketch, man. That's such a sketch.
dude, I know. Fucking, I wish I could be a sketch writer, but I'll have like ideas like that and then completely forget it the next day.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking like the Michael Vick bit I did last night. I don't even remember how that one went, but like that was just like, I was at the Joe Sorgani, his last show a couple Thursdays ago, like at the Polo Lounge, and me and Michael were talking, and I was being my normal racist self, and like Joe was there, and like I was like, yeah, I used to fucking hate dogs because like they got my boy Michael Vick arrested,
Yeah.
But then I saw Marley and Me, and now I kind of feel different, and like. I said I had cried during Marley and Me, and then I changed my mind. And then Joe was like, dude, that should be a bit. And
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, is that a bit? And I was like, no, that's just something that my racist mind spewed out.
No, dude, that's a good bet. When you did that last night, I was like, that fucking works. I was like, they got Michael Vick arrested. I was like, oh, that's such a good fucking joke.
And any white person that hears that is just like,
Good
oh.
joke.
Like, well, not any white person, but whenever I say any white person, I think of like, I need to stop clarifying
We
that
all
to
look
me.
the same to you, Nate.
Dude, kind of.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair.
I can acknowledge fucking all black people look the same. The only reason people can tell me apart from Mo is because my hair and because I speak, well, I guess not Mo. Like, we both speak white. I have a bit that I fucking talks about Mo. I forgot how it goes, and I was going to do it last night, but I pussied out because I forgot. I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't really know if I believe black people whenever they say things, like what their actual race is. Because, like, I personally have, like, 9 cousins that claim to be Apache Indian, and I know none of them are. So, like, maybe just, like, it was, like, the coolest black dude claimed to be Apache, and everyone followed suit. And that kind of makes me think about black Israelites. Are they just people that got a little too excited when they heard about Lenny Kravitz? Or is it like, maybe they just like hear about the Jewish tipping method and they're like, oh, I'm all in on that. And it's like with Mo, I don't even know if he's African because he sounds like he could be Dave from Cleveland.
Yeah.
The only reason that I believe that he's from Africa, though, is because he still has the machete wounds from whatever war he fought in as a child soldier.
Yeah. It's fucking like I remember when I first met Mo, I would like fixate in on those like marks. I was like, what the fuck is that? And then like somebody explained it to me. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like, what the like? 'Cause I was very curious as to like why he had those marks. I was like, is this like the teardrop thing? Is that like evolved? You know, has Mo killed a motherfucker?
Nazi dueling scars. Have you ever heard about those?
Not. Oh yeah. How they were like really popular. Like you'd see people with like big ass scars, and they wouldn't like get them like sewn up or anything.
They'd like pack it with dirt so it would be a more gnarly scar. What's that nigga's name? Werner von Braun had one of those. The nigga that helped us with NASA.
Yeah.
He's on like Disney Channel, which I mean, to be fair, even Walt Disney would have been like that sick.
I was like, yeah, and Disney was on the Nazis channel. Like they saw Sleeping Beauty and they were like, we are all about this shit.
He's in his cryo chamber right now. Like, at least they threw me one bone in the afterlife.
I wonder,
Keeping a
like,
legacy going quietly.
I wonder how true that is that they actually, like, he actually did do that just to try to stay alive, or if that's just like some complete bullshit. Because I doubt that he's still alive.
I really want a Disney mech though. Like I would love to just see like a fucking like Wild Wild West giant spider with like Disney's head on it and like just fucking crawling around there like at an amusement park. I'd be like, that's fucking metal as shit.
But it'd have to be like in Futurama where it's the heads in the glass jar.
Exactly.
Dude, just on top of like a giant mecha suit that's like way too big for it.
What if it was like a Mickey like Gundam with like fucking flamethrowers on it?
Oh fuck, that'd be dope.
That'd be kind of fire.
That'd be fucking dope. Yeah. What would it shoot? Like it'd have to like orphans?
like $18 turkey legs at like 5,000 feet per second.
Those things are fucking good though.
Oh fuck, man. My dog found one of those. We were like walking down by Idlewild and like dove into a bush and just found a turkey leg. And I was like, where's medieval times around here? What the fuck? Where'd you get that shit?
Was it like a full turkey leg?
It was like a full turkey leg. It was
You're like, no fair share.
It was like June, dude, and I was like, there's no way this should happen, man.
You're like actually in a Nancy Drew game.
Your dog just retrieved an item for you.
Straight up. Now he's all like, every time he passes that bush, because he also found like on 2 bushes down, he found like a pie in there one time, and now he's like just paranoid of the bushes at that like particular area, and he's
like
just like
fucking like gnome supermarket in there.
Exactly, dude. It's like there's just treasure in there, man. And I gotta find it.
I'm gonna go piss real quick. I'll be right back.
Go for it, man.
Find like an OD'd homeless person if you keep looking hard enough.
Oh, dude, you don't even have to look for that shit. You're just like, walk down 4th Street, man, you know?
The Reno homeless people are like a special flavor of homeless person, I feel like.
For sure, man, for sure. I saw homeless Batman one time. Like,
is there actual homeless Batman?
It's not. He wasn't wearing anything that would make him homeless Batman, but that's just what I call him. Yeah. Because I was at Food Truck Friday, and this chick's like yelling at this 16-year-old about her like cold nachos or some bullshit, and like just like ripping this girl a new asshole, and the homeless guy gets up, walks over to the chick, and she's got like another thing of food like that she just got, like a churro or something, and this dude sneezes right on the churro. And
the guy is fucking Batman.
Dude, homeless Batman is not the fucking hero we wanted, but the hero we deserve.
Or like Whip Guy. Have you seen him downtown?
Dude, a Whip Guy or Whip Girl. Did you ever see Whip Girl? Dude, there were a bunch of them for a while. There was Whip Girl, and Whip Girl was cool because she also had a dude that she was like walking down the street on a leash with. Like one dude, and there was another dude following him too. So like she had bitches.
She was living the lifestyle,
dude. That's and it was wild. Like I saw her. I would like always like stop and gawk, like what the fuck is going on there?
That would still probably be like the 3rd craziest thing you see on an average Reno day.
Oh yeah, fuck for sure, dude, for sure. Have you guys ever like had any like weird shit when you've just been walking downtown that you're just like, that actually happened to me?
One time I saw this white dude this white dude in front of Arch Society was like doing Fortnite emotes in front of cars in that roundabout. And then like he went off to the side and like fell over, and I was laughing at him. And then he started calling me a nigger, and he was like, I'm going to beat your ass. And I was like, really? Come over and do it. Yeah. And he was just like got up and faked walking. And I was just sitting there with my arms crossed laughing at him, smoking a joint, and he just like ran away.
For sure.
Dude, I was coming, the ramp like off the highway to where you can like immediately turn right on Sierra.
Yeah.
Like downtown. Mm-hmm. I was on that ramp. Like it was a red light right at the top of the ramp or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's this homeless dude that comes and crosses a crosswalk, and he's probably like 6'4", 65 years old, and has been doing meth for probably at least
white
20.
Dude?
I
that
can't
sounds
remember
exactly
his hair.
like the fucking dude.
He was like shirtless, had like the most disgusting, like vile, like drug addict homeless person body of all time.
Sure.
He like starts like hitting this swanky walk across the crosswalk, and then he stops right in front of my car and just starts giving me like a GTA stripper dance, and was like rubbing his nipples, looking at me, and he was like, and I was like, yup. I was like, woo, sitting in my car. And then he just kept walking, and I was like, wow, that was fire. I'm kind of hard now.
Yeah. You know, like, where are my fucking singles, man? Like, shit.
You know where, like, the Century Theater is? Like, right on that, like, crosswalk that takes you kind of to that. If you go on it far enough, you'll see that, like, concrete park, I guess, with, like, that wheel.
Yeah, the one downtown,
Yeah, one day I was walking, like... So one before that, it's like, you know, there's the long one before you get up to the concrete part.
Yeah.
And then there's the one across. I was skating down there because I always go to that concrete area and I'll skate from Idlewild. And I was actually just walking at that point, and like I saw this other dude like cut across like with a bag, and like I just kind of wasn't paying attention to him. I had my music in, and then I looked at him and I saw that he was holding a hatchet and like walking angry, not at me, but like if I'm going across, he's cutting across the hypotenuse, like going with a purpose somewhere. And I was like, gonna wait a second. And then I let him get a little bit ahead, and then I started following him. And then, like, I lost him at one point, and then, like, I thought I saw an ambulance, and I guess someone got attacked with a hatchet.
Great.
Filling in the blanks. I assume I know the culprits.
You're
Yeah.
like, better him than me.
Yeah.
For real. I was like, I'm glad that well, the thing is, he looked like, it's not like it was some random person catching a stray. That dude knew he was going to attack.
That was
Because, like, I was walking and, like, almost bumped into him, and then, like, he didn't even look at me. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, damn, this nigga's like,
He's on a mission.
yeah.
He like had that specifically to chop that dude up.
guy like pissed on his tent last night or something.
Dude, fuck.
I'm gonna kill Filthy George and the boys. That's, homeless people, I feel like, always have funny nicknames like that.
Yeah, you got to give him like a funny nickname. It's like, oh, Sweepy over there. Like, Sweepy? All right, cool. But you're right. Like, they'll walk around with some weird shit. Like, I've seen a homeless dude walking down the street with a scimitar, like full on sword. Like, what the fuck where did you get that?
Yeah, first of all, where'd you get it?
Yeah.
Second of all, where can I get one? Third of all, why can he have that?
Yeah, is that okay? Like, why is this? This is legal? This is fucking legal. All right, cool. Shit, man.
Dude, I used to talk to this homeless dude like all the time named Gary. And then one day out of nowhere, he's like, yeah, I'm going to be a nomad now. And I was like, okay, well, I'll see you here like fucking the next time I'm down here. Nigga disappeared and I've never seen him again.
He fucking did it.
He's turned into a nomad.
Did it.
He probably just like fucking hopped in someone's suitcase. He had a plan already. Hopped in someone's suitcase and went with them in a bus to like Sacramento, and now he's just a bum over there.
Dude, the one time I went to Brew House, I saw a homeless dude get like legitimately assaulted by the bouncer. That shit was foul. Like, people were about to like fight the bouncer low key.
What was he doing?
It's because it was like this retarded homeless guy that was like hammered, and he was just like, let me in. Like, he had legitimately waited in line, to be fair. Even though everyone was kind of not happy with that, he got to the front and he was like, let me in. Like, literally drooling on the guy. I don't think he did. That's probably like what the issue was. But the guy was like, bouncer was like, no, I'm not letting you in. Really gave him maybe 5 or 10 seconds of being like, nah. And immediately like benched pressed this man like 15 feet. And he like slammed his head, like went straight backward, like cracked his shit, and then he was just like standing there.
And who's gonna jump to a bum's defense? Like,
yeah, everyone was like,
even if I felt bad, I'd be like, I'm not doing anything. What time do you have to be at work? By the way, I don't want to get you.
Oh, I've got work at 6:45. But
Okay, bet.
I'll be out of here. Like, I'm just like usually like leave for work or like start getting ready at like 5:45. So
Bet.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
No, you're good, dude. You're good. I appreciate that.
Dude, fucking the homeless people in Reno are so much different than like on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like in Atlanta, it was like a lot of homeless black dudes, but most of them were like cool. And like if I talked to them, I'd be like, "What are you in for? Or what are you out for?"
What are you out for?
And then a lot of them would just be honest and be like, "Well, I fucking did a lot of drugs and got hooked on them, and then just like lost all my money and my family." But like here, it's just like fucking ghouls from Fallout that are like running around trying to like. Here, I don't know if the homeless people will bite me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most East Coast bums are like sane human beings, at least for the most part.
Like they have like their crazy parts about them, but it'll be like in where we're from. Well, I'm from. He lived there for a while, Kingsland. Mm-hmm. There's like only a few homeless people, and like we knew their names.
Sure, yeah, they're part of the community. They're just like, oh, what's up, Steve?
Not even like we would talk to them, but like we would know like some. Well, I mean, I guess I have a fucking vested interest in bums because it's interesting to me.
I mean, you didn't name a guy. You were like, I knew Gary. Like,
yeah. Dude, I fucking talked to that dude like probably like 30 to 50 times.
For sure.
Just because it's like I like to talk to homeless people.
You're skating.
Yeah.
So.
And I'd like smoke joints with them, but I'd be like, I'll smoke the first half, you can have the rest. Yeah. But fucking, it's cool because like I like to see how someone's life got so fucked. And like originally that's what this podcast was going to be, but then I was like, I don't want to bring a fucking transient into my home.
Your idea for a podcast was I'm going to go interview homeless people. I'm going to bring them into my home. Like, you know what? I mean,
it would have been interesting.
It would have been interesting. I respect it. I think that's the kind of a man on the streets, like
for sure.
Thing, you know,
it's like a Luke Demas, like how he did Dog Food Critic. It's like, yeah, if you were into it, that's going to be a very niche thing. But like for the other 99.5%, you're going to look like a crazy person.
I just think you're so likely to get stabbed, man.
Yeah,
we wanted to do like in the field interviews of homeless people, but they were not down.
Dude,
we figured out homeless people are like afraid of cameras, like fucking vampires are afraid of garlic.
dude, because we went around.
Like
no.
you bring a camera around a homeless person, and they're like, and some of them get like pissed.
To get to 100 subscribers, I said that if we got there, I would let a homeless dude throw a pie in my face, and we'd pay him $50.
That was crazy.
We walked around offering homeless dudes $50 to throw a pie in my face, and they're just like, nah. Because I think what they thought was like that we were gonna get a recording of it and then like have them arrested, and like it was like no, like here's a water, dude. Like we're like fucking.
You presented it in a very nice way.
I mean, it's like, what do you have to lose?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's like, are you just against like the waste of the pie? Because like you can buy yourself like, I don't know if you know how money works, but like you can buy yourself like 10 of those things.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we were legit like walking around for probably an hour and a half.
And
that
we
one
talked to
day.
like probably like 30 bombs.
Yeah, and we were having to take like
And no takers?
None.
yeah, we were having to take fucking like rage videos, and Nate being pissed off. Like, apparently homeless people are that bad with money; they won't take $50 to throw a pie in my face.
Eventually, we paid a security guard that was at like some festival on the road, and he was like, "For real?" And we're like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Are you serious?" And we're like, "Yeah," and he was
Here's
like,
the money, here's the pie. I could not be more serious about
"Yeah,"
this.
and I was like, literally, I like took my wallet, and I was like, "Here is the money. Throw this in my fucking face." Because at that point, I was already just ready to go home.
Did it have a lot of whipped cream on it?
Yeah.
Did you get it up your nose?
No.
Oh, you fucking
It got
son of a
all in
bitch.
my fucking hair though.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Whipped cream dreads.
But he like I wanted a bum because
rocked your shit.
I was gonna say I wanted a bum because I was like they're gonna be kind of weak. They haven't eaten a meal in like a
This
week.
dude was like knockoff Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, and that dude just fucking.
Yeah, he fucked him up.
and I had a black,
a black
guy from
guy.
that shit.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he
he
was a jacked black dude.
because he was like, "How hard?" And I was like, "You do it as hard as you'd like
He
to."
was like, "Say less."
Yeah,
After the,
he wound it
concussion,
up.
after the concussion left, you were like, that was a mistake.
Yeah, for real. No, he didn't just like slam it on my face or throw it.
He's like-
He stepped into it like he was like running up to get a running throw, and like, yeah.
That shit was awesome.
Respect for him doing that
Damn.
though, because like if someone's telling you to throw a fucking pie in their face, that
better
guy
throw
did
that
it in the
shit in
best
their
way.
face.
Yeah.
He was like,
It was like Looney Tunes.
first of all, he was like, if I'm saying throw a pie in my face, I want this to look
Yeah, I
outrageous.
want this to happen.
Assume that I want you to do it as hard as possible, but I really appreciate him like going above and beyond and being like, how hard do you want it? Because like he could have very easily just gone full power, which like he slammed it, but that seemed like maybe like what, like 60, 70? Yeah, fucking
That
it
dude
was
was
not.
jacked.
And you
for
had a
real.
warning of like, okay, this is probably going to be more severe than a just little, bump.
And to be
Yeah.
fair, you probably got the black eye just because you had the goggles on.
Yeah. I was wearing goggles because I wanted my eyes protected.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart. No,
Because I was like, if I get that shit in my eyes, I'm gonna have to rely on fucking Jake and Jaden not to fuck with me. And like they most likely wouldn't have, but I just think of myself, and I would have such a hard time not like walking Jake into traffic.
I see how women react when I get similar substances in their eyes. So,
Calm down, baby. It's good for your skin.
like, quit your fucking crying, bitch.
I want to give a girl a fire-breathing dragon, but I just burst such weak loads. You know what that is? Are you familiar with that?
Is that the one where you hit them in the throat and it comes out their nose?
No, it's just where you blow a load so strong down their nose that it shoots or down their nose, down their throat that it goes out their nose.
Oh, fuck.
That just seems like a skill issue, to be honest.
It
like,
is.
you're relying on that bitch to be a fucking idiot.
What do you mean?
Like,
Getting it in their nasal cavity?
Well, I
Yeah,
think
like-
if you like, oh no, go ahead.
you gotta like fully like gag and fuck up to like blow it out of your nose. I don't know.
Or if they sneeze.
Yeah.
Just like a achoo.
You gotta like be fucking them like they gotta be upside down and have like their head.
Yeah,
on
the
edge,
gravity
'cause
assist.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta like let gravity help you on that one.
That would be like a cool like sex dungeon toy to where you have just like,
Like tie
roast
a
it.
belt around her neck so it can't go down her throat.
Oh my god.
It's only happening one way.
Dude, fucking like Seabass's contraption. We have a friend
That
that
shit
wants
was fire.
he basically wants like a ceiling fan that like dangles a bitch that'll be in a full split position over him and like twist her around
spins her?
on him.
Oh,
I was like interesting, but like I wanted to know like that's like the fucking the person that's like having the idea of it. I want to see the engineer, like, mechanics of it. Like, okay, well, how fast is it going to spin? Is it clockwise, counterclockwise? How low are we going? Because, like,
How
you don't want
fast
just
can
the
you
tip.
go without destroying your dick?
Yeah.
And I, like, here's the thing that I wonder, like, would it be better to be circumcised or uncircumcised? Because I feel like if you're uncircumcised, like, your shit's just going to get twisted, like, your foreskin's just going to get twisted up, like, whereas I feel like if you are circumcised, it's not going to be as bad. Like,
I'd say
pretty
being
much a straight
circumcised is probably
pylon.
being circumcised is probably better in every scenario.
yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though it's like it's dick mutilation, it's like I think I'm gonna do that to my
take it.
son.
You know what? Fucking, I don't want an anteater. I got, you know, that's the one. Like,
That shit's gonna look crazy.
yeah.
The one situation where mutilation makes something look less mutilated.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Like, that never happens.
Have you heard my bit where I'm like, it's crazy how like the Jews and the Muslims live right next to each other, and yet one of the only things they can agree on is pork. And like,
yeah.
the weirder thing is that the other thing they can agree on is genital mutilation.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Luke's bit about female circumcision?
Oh, is it where like the less rights they have, the better? Dude, that is a genius bit.
Such a good, like, fucking whenever he does it, and it's really, it's one of those ones that you can watch the crowd and they'll either fucking die or they will like clench
They'll either
up.
die good or die like they'll die out and they'll be
fucking
bad.
clench up and just be like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not laughing at that. No one's gonna, like, dude, we're in America. Like, that shit doesn't happen here.
I don't want to butcher
Calm
it, but
the fuck down.
it's basically like women like want more rights, but then they get less sexual pleasure for it. It's like over here or like in any non-third world country, like dudes can't find the clit, and it seems like they have no problem over in the Middle East, and those guys are using swords, so they're really precise with it.
Yeah, it's like, guess what, bitch? You're not going to get sexual pleasure regardless out of me.
Dude, I still have no idea where the clit is. Like, real shit. I'll be searching for that shit with a flashlight and a fucking baton, and I'm still struggling.
I'd be head first in my girl's belly button.
so you can fucking bring down like a metal
That's
detector.
why they get it. That makes a lot. Dude, I might need a. That's
It's
gonna
like
be a
an
bitch to get through
objective
TSA
marker.
with.
It's like an objective marker in Skyrim.
Exactly.
It's like, oh,
That's
yeah.
a really good idea. That probably actually isn't too far from why they did it.
Probably.
This black bitch I work with, Taja, said that her friend got one and then was like orgasming all day just walking around. And I was like, that sounds like a myth.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'd say. Like, I mean, I guess for a woman. Like, if I was walking around coming in my pants all day. I mean, because I use such small loads to dry up, and like it'd definitely be a bitch like pulling my shit off, and it's like
a small
flapping.
load. Is it always a small load?
Not always. I mean, if I like don't do it, the thing is I'm like addicted to porn, so I'll jerk off like 2 times a day if I'm not having constant sex.
Gotcha.
So it's like if I let it build up, I have done that before. Where like for No Nut November,
Yeah.
I also have the bit about that. But I went like 11 days in, and then whenever I fucking like actually did it, it shot up and hit me in the face.
Dude, I did full 30 and same thing. Friendly fired myself. I was like, God damn it!
It was like a retard. I was-
Inconvenient levels of like semen production for whatever reason. Like, I'll friendly fire myself after like 2 days.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, it's bad.
You just like wearing like one of those splash shields over your
Yeah.
face.
I should have said the splash zone.
You see fucking Jakes walks out with goggles on. He's like, I know what you were doing.
In like a science lab outfit.
Dude, have you ever seen Dexter, the serial killer show?
Yeah.
Like how whenever he's drilling someone, he has that mask that he like, it's a plastic one that'll slide down and it's over his face. Jake has one of those and there's cum on it.
Yeah.
And he's like, boys, it was a mission success. Dude, the other day, fucking, I'm not going to name her, but my girl,
Yeah.
she fucking, I went for round 3 and she was like, Mr. President, a third plane has hit the World Trade Center. And I started laughing so hard and I was like, God damn it. That's actually hilarious.
That's so fucking funny. And she went down like the towers.
Oh, yeah.
It's fire.
Built like a tower. A sexy tower.
Your girl is tall as fuck. I was like, oh shit.
It's D1 babies, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking the other day, I had to show you my lock screen. It's so funny. My roommate Sean was like, this is the type of hug a nigga gives this girl when she's with the pay for McDonald's.
100%.
And I was like, that is fucking perfect.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
You're like a little fucking pet monkey.
I'm like a boo. Dude, that fucking... I used to work with these 2 dudes when I worked at a pizza place and I was a delivery guy and I'd also have to like wash dishes and there were these 2 black guys that sold me drugs named fucking Terrence and Bilal. And they used to call me, the dude before me was on the soccer team and he graduated and he looked Arabian, but he was actually Asian. And so they called him Aladdin. And then whenever I came, they're like, Abu! And like they started calling me that the first time. And I was like, what did they call me?
They opened up with calling you a monkey? Bro,
yeah.
fuck.
It was fucking hilarious. I love that level of comfort.
It's so good. So fucking
Dude, like have you met Robbie, Juliana's dad?
Oh yeah, I know Robbie. Robbie was he booked me on a show one time. That was the first time I got paid, and I like walked in and he was like, "Yeah, so you're gonna feature?" And I was like, "Okay, cool. What does that mean?" He's like, "Oh, you're gonna do like 15." I was like, "The fuck, dude!
Like, I don't have 15.
Like, I'm gonna do all my shit. Like, okay." And like, I just told us the pregnancy story and like a couple other things, and it was good because that can be like a 10-minute bit if I like stretch it out. So I ended up doing that and it was fine, but I was like, the fuck, Robbie? Like, warn a motherfucker.
Yeah, tell someone.
But yeah, I know Robbie.
Robbie is one of my favorite white people of all time because of his instant comfort level with me to like start saying nigga. Because like I'm pro everyone saying nigga. I think if people don't say the word, it gives it a whole new weight that like it doesn't need to have. Yeah. And it's like it matters about like where it's coming from rather than like just the word. Because like I'm not going to say any names, but someone says like, oh, that's my nigga Nate. And like, I understand. It's like a trade out for the word dude. And it's like, it doesn't come from a hateful place, but like, it wouldn't matter if someone said that or not. If they're like, oh, a fucking black person, that would be way more offensive to me than someone being like, oh, that's that nigga Colin Kaepernick. Or, oh, that's that nigga this. Which actually, if you're saying that's that nigga Colin Kaepernick, it's probably going to a bad place. Saying something about Colin Kaepernick is always like whenever someone's like, I'm not racist, but it's like, let's hear this opinion. And like,
bro, it used to be because like he was the hometown hero of this place. Like you used to bring his ass up and like people would like fall over themselves like, we fucking love Colin. And then he fucking took the knee and that shit changed real quick. Like motherfuckers were like getting rid of their like UNR stuff and like I had his jersey and and I was like, oh shit, y'all need to fucking chill, guys. Like motherfucker lost his job. Like I get it. I know you're mad, but fuck, man. Like you would have sucked his dick 2 months ago.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Because, like, on one hand, I feel like it is a peaceful protest, and, like, I understand, like, why he'd want to spread that message, but on another level, I'm like, I thought he was talking about oppression after he got benched, and I thought that was just a little bit too convenient, where it's like, oh, now I'm bringing attention to myself to this issue that I know I'm automatically going to have every black person on my side.
That's a good point.
And I hate being, like, tricked into shit like that. I don't feel good about it. It's like, well, now I don't believe in your cause either.
It's like, guess what? It was black people fucking running back pick sixes on you, so they were the ones repressing your career, buddy.
Harrison Smith is like, I'm the one white DB. That shit is crazy, dude. Because like, I hate whenever people are like, oh, like we need an equal amount of black people here, and it's like, dude, we're like 14% of the population, and they're like, oh, well, it's racist if there's not an equal amount of black people, and it's like, okay, well then like. The NBA and the NFL, like, are we going to talk about those?
The people who are treated like literal gods for playing a game.
Hey, man, they include the white guys. Like, we're there to get dunked on, you know? Like, that's what we know our position.
And,
like, that's
shoot the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we pass and we get dunked on. Like, that's just our shit. I get it. It's fine,
dude.
You know,
someone's going to take those.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, cool. I got nuts in my face. I also get $2 million every year. It's fine.
It's an equal trade off.
I would take that deal too. You know?
It's like a lottery thing where you might get like a white dude, like a fucking a Jason Williams, or like a fucking Steve Nash, where it's just a nasty ass white dude that like gets the respect that they deserve.
Yeah, fucking Larry Bird out there.
Yeah, for real.
Fucking just dominating and just
that dude was a menace.
Dude, and he talks so much shit.
I know, you absolutely know he was splashing on people, calling him the hard R.
100%. Dude, it's like a southern dude that plays basketball is saying that with the hardest R.
I think he was from Indiana, which is like worse. I was gonna say, like, it's crazy. Yeah, right. I always thought that like the KKK was a southern thing. It like got there, but I think it was like invented in Ohio.
Yeah, I think I don't know, honestly. I don't fucking know.
Like the history of the KKK, it is interesting to me because like I've heard that like it started off as like a group of friends that were like playing pranks and then just like escalated up, and like I feel that like.
That's like actually a bit on its own.
Dude, that is such a bit. Dude, you should really do that.
What?
That's a bit like fucking a group of friends who just were playing pranks, and then all of a sudden they're lynching motherfuckers. Like, yo, you know, it'd be so funny if we got this rope and that dude that works at the corner store. It'd be so fucking good.
Well, the reason I know that would happen if it was me is because, like, in Georgia, like, what a thing that could happen is we're hanging out, smoking a blunt at a pond.
Sure.
Then we see a gator come up in the pond, like a little one, but still a gator. And we're like, oh, that's cool. Let's, like, throw rocks at it. And then it's like, let's tap the water to get it to come here. And then it turns out with fucking Kai Campbell and Logan Golden whipping an alligator with their shirt. And it's like, that all started just from being by a pond. And it's like, I see how it would escalate.
Now
Like,
Cole's grabbing its tail, trying to drag it.
yeah. And then that dude Cole that he just fucking mentioned, he also has a video of him like hitting, they were like luring a gator over to the edge of the pond and trying to hit it with a golf club. And it's like, okay, if I was white and I was just fucking around with the boys, maybe we get to, like, you know, chasing down some runaway
Hitting a
slaves.
gator with a golf club's like one step below hanging a black person from a tree.
And coolness, maybe.
No, I agree. Like, you get a group of guys together, they're gonna get into some shit. Like, you will, like, you get three men in a room, they will find fun somehow, some way.
That's why angry mobs are scary, is because it's just a big group of, like, mainly guys that, like, are now, like, have gotten themselves into being angry.
Yeah.
And, like, a group of angry people is really hard to deal with, even with a gun. Because, like, if you have an AR and, like, there's a group of, like, 120 dudes, good fucking luck.
Yeah, you better be hitting those reload drills, buddy.
Yeah, no shit.
Dude, well, I don't know, though, because maybe, like, that's my issue with school shootings, too. It's, like, I don't understand how they get so few people, because, like, in my mind, like, if you shoot a gun through like, if Jake had a gun and shot you through the head, in my mind, it's definitely going to hit me, like, just, like, trajectory-wise.
Right.
Skill issue.
It's just that it's always like it's always weird kids that don't know how to handle
Yeah,
guns.
it's like, wow, you are a fucking loser. Like, everyone
exactly.
should have
Like,
bullied you, faggot.
you are a failure. Like,
You just pulled up in
can't
a
even-
lobby full
like,
of
you-
literal
There were
7-year-olds.
700 kids in this school and you got two? Fuck, man. Like, those aren't good odds.
Yeah, that's horrible numbers. If you got in a COD lobby like that, oh my god, your team would be
Yeah,
destroying
That's
you.
why they kill themselves. They know if they get arrested by the cops, they're
You're
going
gonna
to
get
be
roasted.
They're trying to boost their numbers.
Yeah,
They're just like,
exactly.
I got three now.
It's like, you don't count, faggot. We didn't consider you a person when you're alive. We definitely don't when you're dead.
Oh, God. It's so true.
Shoot, and honestly, like, if you're not even like shooting up a high school, it's like killing AI. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're in
like
a bot lobby
yeah,
in
exactly.
Nuketown 2025 with like all the bots in recruit and with like pistols.
I think the real solution to like school shootings is like with all these 12-year-olds that we've got now, just give them guns.
Yeah, not the
in
teachers.
the elementary schools and middle schools. Just give them like a real life Fortnite pump shotgun and they'll fucking crank 90s on them. They'll build like a fucking castle outside of the school in 13 seconds and shoot the guy in the head.
Dude.
With like the teachers having guns thing, I think that's a good idea, but it should be like
Until they're a woman.
Yeah, no one. It should be like a thing that like no one knows who they are, and like these teachers over the summer are like attending like firearms training, like safety training, not the entire thing, but like for a significant portion of it to where they are the least likely to fuck up. Because like there are some teachers at like CCHS, our high school, that for sure have been shooting their entire life and for sure would put down a nigga from like across
Mr.
the map.
Phillips would probably fry somebody.
I had an AP US history teacher named Mr. Phillips that later became an administrator. But like, I remember one time this dude Jameson that loved attention and like had a giant hole in his chest for some reason. He asked him what he would do if someone tried to shoot up the school, and he's like, "Now I'll tell y'all to sit down and be quiet. I'd keep teaching my lesson, right? And if they walked in this door, I would point my pump shotgun that I have right here at the door, and I would say, 'You get on now, right?' And they would walk away, or they would be on the ground bleeding." And we were like, "You keep a pump shotgun at work?"
Fucking love that shit.
He said right 183 times the first day that we had him.
Right.
Right? And that's not even a joke. I started counting late, and I got 183 because I was like, this guy is saying that shit a lot.
How long was the fucking class?
We had four blocks throughout the day, so it was like a 100-minute class, I think.
Okay. Shit. I had the New York version of that. I had an AP teacher named Mr. Smith, and he was this Jew from New York, and I fucked with Mr. Smith so hard because he was first day because he was like I went to like an inner city school in Vegas. And like we were like, oh, if there's a fire drill, Mr. Smith was like, get behind me. I don't care who the fuck's in. I will kick a kid down in a wheelchair. Like you will fall in line. And we're like, okay, Mr. Smith. He took like when the fucking iPhone like first come out, like one kid sitting there playing with it on his phone in the middle of his class, just to like telling Mr. Smith to fuck off. Mr. Smith fucking grabbed that phone and fucking skipped it like a rock down the hallway. Like I was like, holy shit!
What would you do if a teacher did that?
So you just didn't fuck with Mr. Smith, man. Like everybody knew that shit. Like he's a fucking badass. Also like a big guy, like not like built, but like just like stocky, you know?
Yeah, dude. We had a teacher named Mr. Sparks. Fucking headphones warning, by the way, everybody that's watching. One time, this dude Riley Bennett got caught sleeping in class, and he was like, "Wake up, Riley! This is my class. This isn't a fucking joke. Like, you need to wake up." And then, like, he's like, the next time he caught him sleeping, he was like, "Riley, I already told you, wake up." And it wasn't like the same day, it was another day. Mm-hmm. And then finally, like, he caught Riley sleeping again. He's like, "Get the fuck out of my class right now. You'll never sleep in the," and like is screaming at Riley. And like, from that day, I like, he fucking loved me because he would see me in like the front row. Like, he was AP psychology. And like, I would be sitting there, like, I had dreads and I'd just be, and like, he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I am not falling asleep in here, Mr. Sparks." Like, I would like be like, "Can I stand up in the back of the class?" And he'd be like, "What are you trying to do?" And then I'd be like, "I'm trying to stay awake." And he'd be like, "Oh yeah, of course." And like, eventually he ended up dying. And then I went to his funeral. I was like, damn, this is weird. I never thought I'd cry at a teacher's funeral, but like, he was actually a good ass teacher.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, this thing like really cared about us. Not like me individually. Like, he thought I was a cool and smart kid, but like
all the kids in school.
He was trying to teach us like good lessons about like psychology, and he's also like, his notes taking style, I never really did it, but like, it was like a solid thing where you write it out first and then you type it because it makes you rethink about it.
Yeah, I
was like, that's interesting. And like, I don't know, it was just cool to have a teacher that affected me that much that I was also like very horrified of.
Oh yeah.
You remember the fucking Sparks girls?
Yes,
that was such a weird phenomena.
So his wife was like also worked at the school, and she was like an administrator. And she gathered these group of girls that they called the Sparks Girls, and they were the yearbook club, but like, they were kind of like the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Because they like would all get like first block. Like, I remember Tabitha used to talk about that shit. She's like, "Yeah, I had to wake up at like 5 a.m. today to like come in early to school." And it was all like the popular girls, like their group. And like, they would just like, they also did the morning announcements and shit. And like, I don't know what they did, but like, they would be very vague if you asked them.
Yeah, it was like they were like minions kind of for like all of, or like class admin kind of shit. And then it was like a popularity contest run by like the grown lady kind of. Yeah. Like, and they had to like garner her favor or else it would like impact them socially.
Like, they would make them dress a certain way on Friday with like white pants and like a colored like.
That's some fucking southern shit right there.
It was like, you need to be a wife.
A wife.
Dude, that southern accent is so funny. Could you tell that like either of us were like, well, I guess he's like from everywhere, but like, could you tell that I was from the South just by my voice?
No, but I've got like, I think both of you have like just a pretty like normal accent.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure like if you got you guys in like a southern area where that was like heavy, because that's what happens with me. Because like when I'm in Hawaii, like I fucking like immediately go back into pidgin, but like otherwise I just speak like.
Did you live there?
Yeah, I was born there.
Really?
I'm from Hawaii. So,
which island?
The Big Island. So Hawaii.
Dude, I love the Big Island.
Yeah, that's my shit. I'm going back in October.
Have you ever been to Narnia Falls or ever heard of it?
No, not Narnia Falls.
Most beautiful. This is like a. Not even like a tourist attraction place. Like, it's just like you park off the road at some area and then you walk like through this semi-residential area and then go through a trail. And it was like the most beautiful place I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a giant waterfall that like dropped over into a big pool of water that like ran over the side of this other rock that dropped into another big pool of water.
Yeah.
That went over and like it had like 4 of those different pools.
That's just like everywhere.
I know. It's like fucking, we went to another place, Palolo Valley.
Palolo. I love Palolo.
The black sand beach.
Yep.
Dude, it was, we took acid there and like, we like hiked up this area, like, cause it was like, you're not supposed, I think what happened there is someone fell. Cause like there was a lady, like, I guess an auntie is what they call like older ladies there that are like, and like she was like, oh, like you guys can park in our yard, because like the people that we were with, like 3 of us, I mean 2 of them looked like really Hawaiian, and like one of them is actually from Hawaii, just not the Big Island.
Yeah.
And then like all 4 of us could have been people that lived like on Hawaii, so they were treating us better. And like we were gone for like 9 hours in there, and like whenever we came back, they were like panicking. They were like, we were so scared. Like, where were you guys? Went like past the beach, didn't you? And we did, but we were like, no. Like, we were just on the beach all day. And like, I guess most people go down and like come back up, but like we were there all day, and they're like, we thought you guys went like hiking, and like people have like gotten hurt, like seriously hurt doing that.
Yeah.
But like it was super sick. We got up to this like valley, and it was just like the ocean was beautiful already, but then there was like a giant cliff and like a mountain for like as far as you could see that just went off into the distance. And like every day there, like whenever it's sunset, it's just fucking beautiful.
Yep.
Also, 7-Eleven has real food, which is extremely weird.
Yeah. Yeah, we have like Japanese 7-Elevens.
Dude, like fucking the
great.
musubis. Oh my God.
Yep, sandwiches are fucking good there. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why is this so good? Like, this is you can get a poke bowl, and you're just like, why is this good? This shouldn't be fucking good. And it's
I
like,
had sushi for like a sushi roll for the first time ever there, and I was like, my first sushi was gas station sushi, and this shit was fucking like gas.
yeah.
That's so fucking. I mean, Hawaii is like a completely different planet though, because like it also everything closes there so early.
Yeah. Yeah, like 8 o'clock after that, nothing's open. It fucking sucks. But, you know, that's like, you just get used to that shit, you know? It's just part of the culture.
Yeah, they're like, we got better shit to do. Yeah. We also hiked Mauna Loa, and we saw a Japanese dude that probably fucking, we think he probably died. Because, like, we went out at, like, 6 in the morning.
That's impossible. Old Japanese people in Hawaii live forever.
No. It was a young Japanese person, like, for real Japanese, like, not, like, visiting.
I believe it.
And he, so what happened is we were planning for Mauna Loa. Like, they were like, you need to, like, prepare yourself physically, because this is going to be, like, an 18-mile hike.
Yeah.
And, so, like, I did, like, the treadmill just at like 6 to 9 incline, and I try and do like a mile. And like, so I was fully prepared, and like we got out there at like 6, and we stopped for like an hour up at the top to smoke and like eat.
Sure.
And then came back down, and we got down at like we smoked another joint whenever we got down to the bottom, and when we were leaving it was like sunset.
Yeah.
And we saw a dude I had actually gone ahead of them to like start the car and like roll a joint for us for whenever they got down.
Sure.
And like I saw the guy, but I didn't talk to him, and they had like stopped and talked to this dude who was like, oh, like, did you see my friends up there? I'm not going to do an accent. That's bad. But he's like, did you see my friends up there? And we were like, they're like, yeah, we did see him a while ago. Why? What's up? And he's like, oh, I'm waiting for him to start coming down. Like, we came here to see the volcano from the airport, and like, this dude's wearing like a polo with like fucking jeans, and they're like, he was like, we were trying to see the lava. And it's like, it is a volcano, but it's not, I mean, like, it did actually go off, but it was like, it's not that type of like place where you're going to see lava. And like, he said, like, yeah, I had to sit down because I was so tired, and like, I can't walk. And like, we didn't bring that much water. And they're like, okay, well, we're going down. Shit. Yeah. And like, so we left him there. And as we were driving away, like the most insane, like thunder, lightning storm, or like rain started. Yeah. And we were like, oh shit.
You got water now.
Yeah. And the thing is like you have to find, I forgot what they're called. I think it's like carracks or something. Like these stacks of rocks you look and you can see them. And like, that's how you follow the trail. And it's a little bit harder when you're going down. You have to like get low and see them. But like when you're going up, you can see them like protruding from the earth. Mm-hmm. And like, that dude was like a little bit off trail, and like we were like we could see it coming down, but like trying to do that like in the dark, like you would get your ass fucking lost out there
for sure.
And we were like, that's not good.
Yeah.
Fucking Asian people, man. They're supposed to be smart.
Pulling up to a trail in jeans and a polo.
Dude, so many people. They're just like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fine. No water, like fucking, or they'll have like a couple beers with them. Like, dude,
You're gonna die.
Like, you are actually gonna die. Like, you have made so many bad decisions. I see that shit up in Tahoe too. I'll be like fucking hiking somewhere, and they'll be like, "Do you guys have any spare water?" And I'm like, "Yeah, here." Like, you're stupid.
You're a way better man than me.
You should have fucking like thought of this. Like, don't ever do this again. They're like, "Oh yeah, I guess you're right." You know.
I would be like, nah, bro, I don't. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'd be like, that exits that way though.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we know, we're tired as fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's like seeing people super unprepared. And like Hawaii, there's like my friend John, he's actually like lived there before.
Yeah.
And like he follows like Instagram pages like Kooks of the whatever island. And it's just like dumb white people. I mean, it's dumb everybody, but a lot of dumb white people.
Mostly dumb white people.
That come out there and then just like get fucked up by shit that they're completely unprepared for.
Fuck yeah.
Like when we did acid 2 days there, which that makes me sound like a lot more of a crazy person than I am, even though I have a giant thing of mushroom pills there. But fucking, we were on acid and like, we fucking, like, there are these cliffs that like led off of the island, and I was like, I was thinking like, oh, it'd be cool to jump off in the water, but before I like actually acted on it, I was like, hey John, like, what would happen if like I jumped off into the water? And he's like, oh, you'd die because you would either get pulled out into the current or you'd be getting smashed up against those rocks. Yep. And I was like, I'm really glad that I thought that through and asked, because like, I don't know, I'm just not ever tripping off of like anything like that. I'm still like kind of there because I never do too much.
For sure.
We know people that have lost their cool. I'm looking at him. It wasn't him, but like we know people that have fucking lost their cool off of drugs, and I hate like the idea of being that weird dude.
Oh yeah, you see some people that they've just like fried their brain.
It's like a homeless person that's not homeless.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're just like, how are you like survived? Like, you have a house and stuff, but you're not there anymore, man. You know.
I knew a dude that, like, I worked with a dude, actually, shout out Keegan, who I think fried his brain on, like, ecstasy and acid. Yeah. And, like, he was just so stupid. Mm-hmm. Like, really funny, really fucking cool dude. But, like, I shouldn't say so stupid, but, like, whenever we made the stupid list of people we worked with, he was up in the top 3. And, like...
He just has that fried demeanor.
Yeah, he's like, yee, bro. I think either his girlfriend murdered him or he's, like, really fucking stupid. Because, like, he texted me one day. Like, he just stopped showing up to work, and he's like, oh, like, I texted him, like, a little bit afterwards, and I was like, are you good, brah? And he's like, oh, yeah, I moved up to, like, Washington and Oregon, and, like, I'm gonna, like, stay up here for, like, a couple months, and then, like, I'll probably end up, like, coming down again later. And I was like, oh,
Bro
sick.
lives in 2 states at once.
I know, and I was like, oh, sick. When are you coming back? And he's like, well, I'll hang out with you whenever I get back. I was like, oh, sick, when are you coming back? He's like, yeah, bros. And I was like,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah, I dig it. Okay, whatever, man. Fuck. Do you have either of you guys have like weird shit that you always do whenever you do hallucinogenics?
Well, there is this one thing that like sometimes if it's nighttime, it depends on the trip, but if I do nighttime trips, I like to test my sanity, and I'll turn off all the lights and like everything, and I'll sit in my bed and I'll just like lay down and just... and like try and like be calm and like not do anything, and I'm pretty good at it now.
Nice.
Like I can just chill. I mean, I could, but it'd just be boring. Mm-hmm. But I can just chill in like a dark room and like be chilling. I'm trying to train myself for MK Ultra makes a comeback, and like they're trying to do tests on me, and they're like, we gave this nigga 8,000 hits of acid, and he's just like in there reading a newspaper with his leg crossed.
Trying to fucking do CIA fucking torture on himself. He's like, all right, gotta set up. Jake, we're gonna set up this waterboarding station. Come on, grab the towel.
I've been waterboarded.
You've been waterboarded?
Yeah, same.
How the fuck?
Have you not?
Fuck? No, I never fucking. How is that a fucking question? Who waterboards themselves?
Our closest friends. Whenever we're bored, we had like this dude that used to bring like 2 gallons of water to our gym class, and like I was like, oh, you know what would be really funny if you guys waterboarded me. And I don't even remember where we got the towel from, but like I would lay, like after we did our like warm ups and shit, like our coach would just watch me lay on the ground and like put a towel on my face, and I'd be like, they'd have the 2 jugs filled up, and I'd be like, okay, now the way to do it is you don't pour it all at once. You want to keep a steady stream that will like at the same time suffocate me, but you'll still have like more to do. And like there was like one time that they were like,
You were like the perfect hostage.
I know. I was like, this is how you fucking do it,
He
dude.
gives you the step by step.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's like paint by number, but it's for torturing him.
I think it was like The Dictator or some movie where it was like some dude like that's from some Middle Eastern country is like about to get tortured. He's like, "Oh, what? You have one of those? We haven't used one of those things since the last time we were in daycare. Get out some real shit." And they pull out like a pair of pliers and like, "Oh, pliers! I'm so fucking scared. You know what? Why don't you untie me so I can torture myself like a real man?"
Fuck.
That's like what's his name? Saddam Hussein. Whenever he got fucking hung, like he was like, "Go to hell, idiot!" To like one of the dudes that was hanging him and like talking shit to him. There's this dude, Carl Panzram, a serial killer and a very big serial rapist, and like one of the biggest in the world.
Okay.
Who, when he was getting executed, they're like, "Any last words?" And he's like, "Hurry up, you Hoosier bastards! I can hang 100 men in the time that you've hung one."
Dude.
Absolutely fucking roasted.
Gee.
I was
I
like,
mean, you're going out, like, you might as well talk some shit. Like, if I was on a firing line, I'd probably be like, none of you pussies are going to hit me.
That's actually when I lose like 16-0 on CSGO and I just type "fuck you" in the chat. When they're all like GGs and I'm like, "Kill yourself."
very just, dude.
Fuck.
GLHF actually means good luck, hang faggots.
I don't even. What does it actually stand for?
Good luck, have fun. It's like
Okay.
a little gamer term.
Fuck yeah, dude. Chris, this was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's good to hang with you guys.
We are gonna for sure have you back on again.
Oh, fuck
That was
yeah.
a good
guys.
episode.
Yeah,
That was-
no, it was good talking with you guys. I really enjoyed it. This is the first podcast I've ever done, so this is
Really?
this is fucking dope.
Oh yeah, so we're number one.
Yeah.
We're also
Oh
the
yeah,
worst you've
we
ever
popped
done,
your
but-
fucking pod, Cherry.
I'll never be the same.
Oh, yeah. You get to experience the racism off stage. Oh, yeah, they did that.
It's good.